Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Take the long, tall train to the sun.
Hi everyone, welcome back to more for the Golden Path Internationals, being sponsored of course by Unfussable Narrative. I am your host and commentator, BlackShadow, and we are half the way through the opening round of knockouts at the round of 14, and just over half the games have been played now. 8 down, 6 to go, so places starting to get locked up. In regards, obviously, not just the top 2 from each table making their way to the quarterfinals, but we're starting to get an idea as well for who is going to be making the top 8 of the third places. Toll and Senny and Lamppost so far currently through, with 10 VPs, the benchmark for Sentient. What the actual benchmark's going to be for the third places is hard to know. I reckon it's going to be probably at least 9 victory points of some kind or another, but it's been a bit up and down so far results-wise. We've had some pretty good third places, we've had some not so good third places, so we shall see how that will progress as we go through. Out of the 56 people that have made it this far, we will be losing 20 in this opening knockout round before we make the quarters. And we're going to be having a look at Match D here today, featuring Valen, or Valen. I still don't know which one it is, but I'll go with Valen because it sounds cooler. Fweak, JC Phoenix, and TwistPickle. Now, all these players had a pretty decent group stage, and we'll have a look starting with Fweak, who got top spot in Group M. 2 wins, 2 second places. Very solid, some good competition as well. Sneaker Dead and Peruvian Assassin being part of the chasing pack. It's definitely notable that Fweak didn't actually have a particularly high average points rating at the end of it, just shy of the 29%, which goes to show you, A, how close the group was, and B, that maybe and amongst some of the other people who have top groups who were absolutely decimating tables, that Fweak wasn't necessarily managing that, you know, involved in some really, really close games. In fact, the very first game of the group was a 45-point mammoth tie, which he only won by Spice at the end of the day, scoring 12 points. So, part of some huge games, but only just about getting over the line, but importantly, was getting over the line. We should see what Fweak ends up picking for this one as well. A couple of card drawers in the wins, with Count Ilban as a win, as well as Ekaz for a second place, but also going down the more influence side of things as well. Hundro with a win, as well as Tessie Vernius for second. So, curious to see what that's going to result in. I think that's going to allow Fweak to feel confident with a variety of different plans, so some of the players have come into these knockout stages having gone really heavily down a particular style of leader, which of course means if they say don't turn up in the draft, you've got a problem. Joining them will be another group winner, and that will be Valen, who won Group N. Again, very similar, with 2 wins, 2 draws, but definitely a lot more decisive in a lot of their victories, contributing to a nearly 31% average point rating, which is really, really impressive. Valen definitely going down a much more combat-heavy strategy, with a couple of second places, the Beast Raban, a victory of Duke Lido, who, you know, definitely can be more influence-based, but can also pack a real punch, but also one of the few people who actually got a group win playing as Prince Rombovernius, scoring 14 points in that. It was a kind of a lunatic game, really, but it's good to see, and as I have mentioned in previous videos, and in possibly the ultimate act of the commentator's curse, I've got Valen down to make the finals. I think they are a real dangerous dark horse, and the games I've played them have been really impressive, really solid, and I do have them down to go a fair distance into this tournament. Maybe even all the way, we shall see. So, hopefully that doesn't mean they completely collapse in this game, but we'll see. JC Phoenix was the beneficiary, for lack of a better way of telling it, of an incredible tie at the top of Group I, a 3-way tie on points and wins for the top of the table. Tomas unfortunately missing out courtesy of average points rate, but as you can see, really tight across all of them, and even Habu at the very top with not even getting 27%. Super close here. Fatless as well had a chance to pinch it at the end as well, but just couldn't quite get over the line, so had to settle for a wildcard spot. JC's tournament was a bit all over the place as well. Started really strong with wins with Beast Raban and even Prince Rombo, but at the end, kind of falling apart a little bit. Getting a second place again, another game with Prince Rombo. Played him twice in the groups, the absolute nutter. But in the final week game, coming last as the Baron Harkonnen in a kind of incredible match, really. So maybe they were a little bit fortunate to have made their way into the top 2, perhaps. But it's to get to the top 2, having come last in the game, kind of unusual, that's for sure. And the wildcard qualifier for this game is going to be TwistPickle, who also was perhaps unlucky not to make it into the top automatic qualifications. Had to come through the wildcards to get here. As you see in Group F coming third, but actually having a better average points rating than Arlani, who did go through. But importantly, Arlani had the second one, which is the opening tiebreaker. So had to come through the wildcards in order to get through. Doing so against, I think Gugu was actually in that wildcard as well, who was one of the finalists in the Imperium Cup. Nevertheless, it was still a pretty solid group stages for Twist, winning with Count Ilban, and second places with the Baron and Ilban, and a third place with the Beast Raban as well. So, couldn't really fault it. Perhaps is a little unlucky to have not made it through automatically and had to go through the extra round, but importantly, they did survive it and make it through, and as such, they'll be very, very eager to go some distance in this one. As to who I think is going to make it through here, I've bolted my colours to the Valen mask, so it would be pretty inappropriate for me to take them down at this juncture. I do think they will get through this round at the least. I would expect them to do so. But this is a crazy game, and sometimes really weird things happen. We've seen plenty of that this round. As for who to join, it's a tough one. I'm going to put my money on Twist coming from behind to muster a heroic charge into getting automatic qualification through as well. But I honestly think this could be a really close game, and I think even whoever gets third is going to score pretty heavily and will also make it through this one. So I think this will be a pretty close competitive game. It's going to be pretty nippy, I suspect, too, but I think it should be a good watch. Alright, so we're getting our Reddit selves ready for this game, and we are being joined by tournament sponsor Unfussable. How in the heck are you doing?
Hello. I've been absolutely horrible health-wise, but I'm good now. Thank you very much for asking. Hope you're doing better.
We're managing. The busy stuff is over, so let's have a look at our row and techs here. This is a pretty... I tell you what, being that I like playing Beast a lot, this is like an absolute... lovely row for me to see. I really like this. A lot of cheap cards. A lot going on here. Court Intrigue, solid. Nothing too crazy powerful, but a lot of cool combinations. Weeding Way lets you do a lot of cool stuff. Voice early is very scary and can punish a lot of greed. Fear for higher purchase, tons of options. The card draw's good. And Show 'em Delegates. Someone is going to try early revealing for this, or someone's going to pull it with either Ekaz or Helena. We shall see what happens. Tech-wise, pretty expensive, actually. Flagship, someone will punt for the point. Chalmurgi has been very popular in this round. A lot of people have been picking this up. Obviously, courtesy of the rules and restricted ordinance. Very dangerous you can get the High Council seat, but it's getting the High Council seat first. That is the thing to go for. So, looking at leaders, there is no Beast, there's no Tesia, there's no Ekaz either. And there's no Paul Atreides, who I actually think would have been pretty good here too. So... this is not easy set of leaders. Baron's going to be taken, Helena is, but outside of that, I'm not too sure.
Very interesting combination of tech, row, and leaders, because there's no obvious go-to pick here. Perhaps Baron, Show 'em Delegate would be the most popular one out of all of those.
Well, Baron's going to get picked in 4th spot here. Pretty much a deny. You do see some people are willing to... Baron in 4th position is not great. He can definitely get blocked pretty heavy and should be blocked pretty heavily early on. But it's more of a case of I'm going to take him because there's no Tesia. And so I'm going to try and hold that kind of portion of the game to myself. And I'm willing to sacrifice some of my early game to do so. So it's a little risky. We've seen it work though. Patience in the group stages had a really, really good game playing Baron for 4th spot doing exactly that. So... I don't hate it. Valen up in 3rd place here, who, if they do pick Duke Leto, it's going to be kind of savage, and they do. So there's a lot of chasing for the Baron when he does push on there. But Ilban is also in the game, though, and I think is going to get picked somewhere. So there's going to be competition for Mentat.
Having Leto not being visible, but Ilban still being in the pool is always scary, because you don't want Leto to be... like right next to you.
Yeah, well, that's fascinating. So Hunter got picked in 2nd, which means Helena's still sitting there, which on this row seems kind of nuts. But Ilban also is going to look fairly attractive here. There is no council access on this Imperium row, though, and that is a problem. So Helena, it will be. So this is gonna be the road. Leader's gonna be pretty happy with this situation, I reckon. I'd be fairly happy with this set of leaders.
Windfall and Poison Snoopers, very anticlimactic intrigues there for Hundro.
Not the best. Windfall though could be pretty good. You know, I mean that's an extra slurry you don't have to find. That's early Swordmaster. But gonna go Snooper here, which I don't know. I don't like keeping that. I'd rather keep Windfall. I think the 2 slurry early is probably better. But it is what it is. So Baron's taking the normal tokens of spacing and the Fremen up top, which I don't know if that's actually the best thing to do in fort position, but it is what it is. Like, being able to actually compete both those tracks can be pretty difficult, but we'll see. Hundred keeps the Poison Snooper, and we're off to the races here. And first up is the Victory Point Skirmish with Solari and Intrigue, which is pretty good. Don't see this very often. But all 3 positions will be fought over here. Helena's got Seek Allies, and that's about it. It's a pretty bad hand for her, so she's going to be in a trip to Carthage, I guess, and a position next round. She's not going to like that. Hunter's got Signet Ring and both his daggers and 2 convincings, which is hideous.
Very, very interesting hand. Yeah.
That's hideous. So Snooper is an immediate let's get out of jail card here, and he finds his recon, which is not what he was really looking for, but he'll take it. So Basin and probably like Arakeen it will be for him, I'd imagine. That's pretty insane, using the Intrigue immediately, and that will tell the players, oh dear, he's got a bad hand, and it may not be much better. Desperately looking for some faction access, does not find it. So
also tells him that the next Intrigue is probably not that great.
No, that's also true. So interesting what's going to happen here. Lido with his diplomacy, but that's about it. Baron by far with the best of draws with his diplomacy and his Signet Ring, but he's going to struggle to use the Signet Ring because he's not going to get the smuggling, surely. Although, is he? I mean, I don't know. I mean, Lido's going to have all these faction spaces available. He's the only person that could cut it off. But if Baron's got his smuggling cards in his hand now, so it's actually not that good for him either. He's not going to have any shipping access next round, so everyone's got kind of a weird opening hand here. Hunjo's going to smuggle with the Signet Ring because he feels he's got nothing better to do. Absolutely savagely brutal, and part of him might be wishing he just went to kept Windfall now, because he could have smuggled next round and just have his Swordmaster. Although he'd have nowhere to get it because he'd have no castle access. Bizarre opening round. Lido goes Hardy Warriors to block the Baron. I think that's pretty standard. You've got to keep away from Baron as long as you can at the table. You've got to police that. Which means Baron's got choices to make here. Wealth doesn't look too bad. I actually would not mind seeing Wealth so that he can use his ring wherever and use the Signet Ring ability, which is exactly what we see.
Yeah, you could also see that Lido was he wanted to play a green card, but then when he saw that Hundro did not play Hardy Warriors, he had to take it because you just have to block it.
Letting Baron have Hardy Warriors in 4th spot is kind of a crime. And if the table's going to allow that, then they kind of deserve what's going to come to them. So someone had to get in the way. And, well, it wasn't going to be Helena. Leah's kind of the only person who could do it. So it's back to Helena, who just reveals early. I told you they're revealing, seeing Sherm Delegate, seeing Fufi, and just calling it day. Someone was going to early reveal. And that
leaves behind a pretty weak row. There's only voice and then nothing else, pretty much.
Weirding could be pretty cool and could be very fun. Coin Intrigue is not bad. Leo won't mind. You get stuff cheaper. Baron won't mind. Cycling Intrigue, it's not terrible.
It's not hideous, yeah, but
it also
compared to some of the other rows I've seen.
It's curious, but it also means that everyone's going to get a piece of this skirmish. Like, Helena's just completely giving it up, so that means that everyone's going to have a lot of incentive to get a dude in here, just to get hold of some cash, even if they don't win. So, Helena...
Especially Hundro with 2 daggers. Might think he has a good chance here.
Helena didn't go Carthage, was obviously concerned someone else was going to end up early revealing, but TwistPickle there was pretty premeditated. Hundro will go to Carthage to get his own money back, which he now has to do because he feels he's got no choice, given he's going to be smuggling, so just putting the dude in. Lido...
He's happy with 2nd place. Interesting, so he will just get the extra Solari from that.
Yeah, he's not going to bother fighting, even though he's got both daggers, which is curious. Lido just going to pick up the spice for his Signet Ring next round, which is fine. And then Baron will go Arakeen here, and he's going to hope to find something big and win this combat if he can. Oh, does he want to draw cards, though? He's scared of finding his diplomacies.
Mhm.
Wow, look at
Very
this.
understandable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Arakeen, you've still got to do it. If you find it, you find it. He does find it. It's a little unfortunate, but I think that was worth the risk. Well, he finds plans in plans with his signet rings, so he'll make him he'll make him feel
yeah.
better. I'll make him feel better.
That's big wow. Having that early on, knowing exactly that you need to go for those 3 faction bumps.
Baron throwing in the 2 troops as well, making sure he takes second place. So Hunjo with 4 to buy, grabbing voice, in the shadows peels off, which he'll happily accept. Lido is going to reveal for a couple. Curious to see what Lido's going to get here. Row, very cheap. Very inexpensive. 2 recruiters on the row now. Spice Hunter's sitting there. I don't hate Spice Hunter for some access to keep Fremen away from the Baron. I don't hate it. There's no real other faction access. I'd probably get it over, like, Court Intrigue, and he does. And it's free for the Baron. Cannot afford embedded agents, so... but I think Court Intrigue's fine for Baron. He will get hold of more intrigues. He'll be able to cycle them out. Might go for weirding for some weird stuff he can do. Pardon the pun. But I think Court Intrigue, I think, is better. There's so little faction access on the row. I think just kind of denying that to other players is probably has some value here. It just goes for a liaison in the end.
I had a feeling, yeah. He wants the persuasion, because this is a really weak persuasion row.
Nothing to play here, so Valen takes the point. Baron finds cannon turrets. That might have some use here. Definitely can see Lido's go into Dreadnoughting later on. A couple of coins for Hunjo. So Hunjo is going to be able to use the smuggle. And he does find his council access. Although, annoyingly, it's with his signet rings. It's going to be 2 signet rings he wouldn't be able to use for its actual purpose, which is kind of annoying. But how do you not go Swordmaster here? I don't know. I mean, is anyone else likely to get the Swordmaster now? I suppose probably not. I think you could probably justify going and not worrying about it. But
I feel like if you go smuggling first round, that is kind of saying I'm going Swordmaster. Yeah, there is smuggling again.
Yeah, he kind of has to. The problem is, like, all these smuggling cards are in his hand now, so he's drawn weird. So he's kind of forced to do it now, much as he doesn't like to. Lido's up, signet ring in hand, Seek Allies in hand. It'll be Seek Allies first, getting the fold space bump, which 100 gave up on, should be noted. Baron up. Baron does have opportunity to hit Hardy Warriors and get Masterstroke off. It's Trade Monopoly, which he will more than happily punt for. So in it goes. Still don't know about the Fremen bump. I think I would have liked to have seen a bump elsewhere. I just don't like the Fremen in fort position. I think it's too hard to realistically hold on to that alliance. If someone wants to stop you, they'll stop you. But regardless. Helena up. Helena's got a ring. A diplomacy, both are daggers. Players will know this. Still looks not bad here. Looking to start getting hold of Great Flat and kind of trying to hostage that. You got troops to put in. Makes sense to me. I think I just put in 1. You can put them both in, so kind of committing a bit early. Joe forced the Swordmaster of his signet ring, much as he doesn't want it. He's gotta do it. And then Lido will be up. Lido's got no water, so he can't get Hager Basin. I'm curious to see what Lido's where he's gonna go with his signet ring here. He's got 4 persuasion. The row is still very cheap.
You can tell that Lido has been by far the most attentive towards whatever Baron was doing. He has taken the Spice Hunter, which gives him access to one of the factions that Baron was going for. He was also blocking Hardy Warriors in the first turn. Very interesting to see where this little combat between the 2 of them goes.
Yeah, Valen eyeing up Arakeen here. Valen is obviously concerned and thinking about getting to fold space next round. So Valen's got 7 cards there. So the argument is, if you Arakeen now, you're almost certainly going to find a diplomacy card for your next draw. But if you don't cycle your hand, instead of it being like 2 out of 7 or 1 out of 6, or however it works out, 2 out of 6, it's going to be 2 out of 11. And suddenly your odds of actually finding diplomacy is a lot worse. So I actually don't mind going Arakeen here, because you would be able to draw your next set of cards straight away. But it will be Carfag. I think I would have preferred it. Finds Bypass, which is completely usable here. Winning may not be of some interest. But I actually would have liked going Arakeen there, because you've got your diplomacy and you've got your fold space, and it means that you're almost certainly going to find one of those your next draw. And you just hope you don't find a Dune Desert Planet. But I would have liked to have seen that. Baron's just going to go here. So he's getting 6 Persuasion in hand. I don't know what for. I guess he's just hoping for some big cards to peel off. Kind of curious. I'm not...
I agree with what you said regarding the Arakim play. I also find it very interesting that Lido continues to challenge Baron for that Fremen alliance.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to do it. If anyone's going to do it, it's got to be Valen. There's a bit of tail policing going on here. I'm very curious about Ewan Dagger there. That was kind of weird. Why not go... Oh, well, I guess nothing else to do. Helena will Carfag. Probably just gonna... Valen's got no intrigue. Helena's got little intrigue. She's got a million swords, though, which is
ambush and dagger.
Which is pretty...
I think she's putting everything in.
I think everything goes in here. And the brutal part is Baron would be first, although his counter-turrets are not going to have any use here, so... noticing that Baron's just, like, hiking his hand over it, maybe slightly kind of, not even conscious of it. But it's like, Helena's thinking of putting troops in, he's got his hand over his battle intrigue. Just something noticing there. But they're going to go in. It's kind of forced for Helena here. I think you kind of got to do it. She's got to put something off the ring. Do you just get rid of Embedded to just get it away from people? He does. Well, they do. And Gildecord turns up. Oh, by the way, Baron can buy that. That's kind of scary. Hunter up next. Hunter's got both his faction cards. Feels like he's got to use one, but where are you going here?
And which one do you use? Because you're not buying for... maybe you are buying for 2, actually. Might get a liaison.
I mean, depends. I don't know. I mean, Secret seems fine. Wealth, I mean, I guess you could do just to get out the way. So Sea cards it'll be. I don't mind whichever one here. Depends how you see it. Lido's going to reveal for 4. It's kind of a weird row for 4 here. 2 recruiters sitting there. Might just go more liaisons and does.
Only takes 1, interestingly.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. 6 for the Baron, who is still going to go weirding way. Peels off Web of Power, cannot afford it. No one can, interestingly.
Yikes.
So Helena will be hoping to find their signet ring next round. I really thought they were going to go Gildecord there. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
Helena with the 2 swords, and Baron realizes he ain't winning this one. And then Hundro with a couple. Might buy a recruiter. No, just more liaisons. So that embedded agent is out of here. And I don't think Baron's gonna tie this. He might pay to tie this and just get rid of cannon turrets. I'm a little unsure, but now he passes. So he gives it up. So, 2nd for the Baron. Finding urgent mission. It's not a bad consolation. Helena gets the couple of bumps and the troop back. And Lido taking the water, not the intrigue. Very noticeable. So, again, conscious of this Fremen fight here. And it's a bad hand. That is not what Duke Lido wanted to see at all. It is pretty savage. So maybe Mentat here, I'm thinking. Baron's got Signet Ring. Well, they're going to get hold of the spice first, I guess. But it's still pretty bad here. Combat is raid stockpiles, so plenty of spice here on available. Not inconsequential. They have got Bypass Protocol. Do they take Web of Power? Here's a move. Use Bypass Protocol, take Web of Power, then Mentat to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really...
I like that.
That's really savage. What else are you doing with the spice here? Not a ton. I mean, techs are like, you're going to get more spice back. I think Bypass is the way to go. Don't let Helena get that with her ring. Helena with that with her in her deck is really dangerous, and yet does see it. Valen does see it here, so good decision from Lido. A good spot here.
I was afraid because he was playing around with the troops so much that he would not see it, but
well, Valen attended. This is why I've got Valen down. As I low key think Valen's gonna be one of our 4 finalists. I really do. It might again be the ultimate act of commentator's curse, but Valen's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
from what I've
don't pick
seen.
favorites. They're immediately eliminated, always.
I mean, my picks pre-game have not done that great so far, but I really think Valen, like that I've played, has been really impressive. So, Baron will smuggle, bump, and the intrigue. Hoping it'll be something he can use. Oh, it's not. So it's got to be urgent mission. So, okay. Was hoping for something better. To urgent mission off smuggling kind of sucks. Also means that Helena can now cash as well, which is interesting. Has not picked up a diplomacy card, so they can't... No one can go fold space here. No one's got a diplomacy card. So Helena's got to do it this way instead, which Baron offered. Did Baron have to immediately recall there? I mean, I guess he feels he has to because he's got plans. He doesn't want to risk losing it, but... Is anyone really going secrets this early? I don't know. So Helena is going to go ahead and cash in here. Gunfopter found. And put off to the side. Guild Administrator turns up. So still not many really big cards. The Gunfopter is pretty solid. Hundro up. Hundro with his in the shadows, but that's about it. Hundro's also in trouble here.
Yeah, I do have to say I do like the urgent mission call, because he knows that Hundro has bought into in the shadows, and that would have actually been a reasonable move.
I mean, he can't use in the shadows to secrets.
Oh, that is true.
So Lido does go for the Mentat. I mean, he knew obviously about like Lido was gonna likely go there possibly with Web of Power, but it wasn't gonna take a little while. So, anyways, Baron does so. So Helena will happily take it, finding it instead of shipping access when they probably didn't have got it, but it's the way it goes. Baron giving it over. Helena cannot afford Swordmaster. They are short, so do they want the buy Gunfopter, or would they rather reveal for the free Solari? They are going to just take the Solari here. So everyone kind of running on not very strong decks, which I don't hate at all. I mean, it's kind of fun, you know. It's nice to see a game like this rather than everyone just got, you know, crazy cards everywhere.
Right.
And Hundro's going High Council. Is Hundro going High Council for Guild Accord? Looks like he is. So he's prepping up for some Highliner action.
Peculiar.
Lido does have Web of Power. The question is, do you use it or not? Lido could get water for it. By using Web of Power to secret. What else do you really do here, though? I don't think Lido's really got any other moves. Unless you're going to go Tech Negotiation. It'd give you 5 Persuasion. But only Helena is buying ahead of you. And she might not even buy because of Gunfopter. This is probably going to be your row when it comes back to you. And it's not a lot going on with 5 Persuasions. So maybe Lido just uses it for, like, secrets or something.
This looks like selective breeding to me.
Also, I don't know, maybe. It's not a bad shout for it, but it's expensive. But it's kind of weird. Lido would obviously like to normally reveal it to get access to instead of shipping.
Yeah.
But
he might also be drawing into a signet ring and then he can use it.
And he can't guarantee that he's going to get there ahead, but it is going to be another dagger, so they're just going to take the bump here and just, which I don't hate. I think this is fine. Baron going Siege here for the extra water, so great flat he's going to look to take next round. Helena has given that up as well. Putting the 1 in as well, so Helena gets the free coins. Will not be buying Gunfopter. Cannot afford it. That's 2 cards now that they've not been able to get hold of. One was a deliberate, like, they knew they couldn't afford it, so... Hundro's one. I'm curious what Hundro's going to do here. Hundro in the shadows is not active. Is Hundro just going to reveal here? I guess he's just revealing early.
Yeah.
Because he can't use anything, surely. He's
Yeah.
not going to use in the shadows, I don't suspect. So he's going to reveal early to get Guild Accord. Kind of a weird hand. Lido will reveal for 5 and take the bump, assumably with shipping, just to make sure that, you know, keep Helena honest. They have no other actions. Ben just assisted them to the row, which is not a bad card by any stretch. That's a good card for Lido. A lot going on there. But the question is, Lido also wants to bump the Fremen.
Right. Yeah, that has been the entire agenda. The
And
entire
does. Valen's going to go all
Mhm.
in here. Absolutely
He's-
committing to the Fremen Alliance. And
He's
this,
fine
this,
with leaving Helena the shipping access for now, as long as Baron doesn't have it.
So, gonna happy to do that. Takes Ben and Jesuit's sister. Second Spice Hunter turns up in the row. This has been a strange game. Guild admin you could take, but you've already got 14 cards. You got enough time to start trashing with guild admin? You might get a card or two out at most.
I would say the trash ability is actually what they need, but decide against it.
No. And Baron with a dagger. Nothing to buy here. So, I think Baron... I'm curious if anyone's going to do anything here. Baron thinking about cannon turrets just a leapfrog. Or doesn't need to. No one plays anything, so... 100 takes the win,
spice.
finds Finesse, which he'll happily take. That's an earlier access to shipping than he would have got otherwise. We'll move on here. Play going pretty
Might
quick.
give Helena a false sense of security. Overtake her with the
Yep.
finesse very quickly.
So
Take
Baron,
shipping.
insta-fold spaces, doesn't even think about it. Desert Power is the conflict, so Hardy Warriors looks really juicy here. Helena, if she wants to ship, has to obviously do it now. Helena can get to Swordmaster unimpeded, even if someone has found their way there somehow, so she doesn't have to worry about that.
Look at Baron's cursor. They are very much planning to use Quid Pro Quo this turn.
I mean, you would imagine. But they would like more access if possible, though. Helena gives up the shipping to go to Great Flat and not allow Baron to get it. Wow. Big
Interesting.
interest. I figure they still ship next round, so they're happy to give up, so they won't complain. Hundro is not going to do it. Baron, Lito maybe wishing they had gone shipping, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I just noticed that 100 does not have any points into Space and Guild. They can't even use finesse to overtake.
No faction access either. In the Shadows is in the hand. Voice is there, so I wonder if they might voice up Interstellar just to keep it away from Baron, perhaps, and just to delay him. I wouldn't hate that, because it means Baron would have to go Mentat, which he doesn't want to do. But if he wants shipping access, it has to cost him money, and I think that's what we're going to see here. So Arakeen, and I think they're going to be blocking up Interstellar shipping here.
Yeah.
Or they might even block up Swordmaster and just get in Helena's way. Blocks up Tech Negotiation.
Interesting.
So I guess they're after No, they're after Restricted Ordnance. I don't know if I'd have blocked it though.
That's why they took High Council. Yeah, now it makes sense.
Looks like Restricted Ordnance is the plan.
Because Guild Accord is good, but it's not that good. With Restricted Ordnance, however, that does make a lot of sense.
So Lido up. Lido with a lot of options here. Fold Space, Diplomacy. I don't hate them going Mentat still with their Signet Ring. I really don't hate it. Gives them be able to use both their Diplomacy and their Fold Space cards. The hand is a little... I think you need to be making sure you use all three of these cards here.
Also lets them sit back, see where the combat is going, deny Baron that extended period of time in the game.
It's kind of weird though, because Baron could then block you at Steel Suits. Suppose the argument is you could Steel Suit first, and is anyone else going Mentat here?
Baron might.
Baron won't, because shipping's there, so surely they're going there.
Yeah.
And then Helena's going to Swordmaster, and then Hundro... Well, I mean, is Hundro going Mentat? He can't afford it currently, but it might open up. I think Lido could definitely get away with Steel Suits, take the Alliance, get 2 water, and just get in front and not leave it a chance. I think Mentat's going to be there more often than not. Instead, they smuggle. So, okay. I guess that's more denial kind of going on here. I guess. Just, I don't know. Kind of a weird one. I guess they're setting up for their future shipping, but I think they could have... They were in no rush. So, there is the Solari. Baron's got a choice to make. I think he's just got to go spacing and call Fremen a day here. No, it goes Emperor, so Baron's kind of floating his boats here a bit, and a little dangerous. Finds him with Awaken, which he has to use on the spot because he's got nothing else really to use, so the Spice goes for the point. He'll be happy with that. It's a juicy find.
That is a very good find, yeah.
He will not complain. That going to Baron is kind of rude. Helena will Swordmaster. I don't see any... Could go Mentat, but I think Swordmaster's fine. They're thinking about it. Well, I think Swordmaster's totally fine. Yeah.
I think Lito's going still suits next with Fold Space. They looked into their discard pile, so definitely playing Fold Space.
I'm curious about is Helena maybe eyeing up some Highliner here? They could do it. And now that Baron's kind of given up the spacing alliance, there's a chance here for Helena to highline and ship and take that alliance. I think there's great reason for Helena to consider just bolting for it. Hello, Memo Quarters. Hello, Duke Lido. Hello, Dreadnoughts. I think Valen's going to Dreadnought and go for this.
I still think it's going to be still suits.
But yeah, you can use Memo Quarters for the bump anyway.
But they do want the water.
They do want the water. 100% agree, but people see Memo Quarters and people like getting involved for it. It's because Helena, it looks like Helena would absolutely happily take that. It's kind of hard to get the point, but Lido is a good candidate to get hold of that Memo Quarters point. And he's got a bit of intrigue in his deck here, so I wouldn't hate it as Lido. Getting a Dreadnought also doesn't seem terrible in this game.
No, I think Dreadnought is going to be great, and I also think that as long as Baron doesn't get Memo Quarters, Lido might be fine with it. That's why I'm saying I'm still expecting still suits.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible for Baron to get it. He's already used Urgent Mission. It's an interesting pivot point. Nah, it does go for it. Taken in by Memo Quarters. Had a funny feeling that was going to be the case, so...
Only needs to pay 1 spice, which is also good.
Yeah. And the Negotiator. So, do they bump Fremen, or do they bump something else? If they bump Fremen, it doesn't count towards Memo Quarters, is the weird thing. But I think the Alliance is probably too important here. I don't know, it's kind of weird whatever you do. The thing is, you're going to have to take this Alliance. You're not going to be able to sit on free Persuasion with the Fremen. And the longer you sit there, the more you're asking Baron to have at it, so...
Lido does have priority next turn to get still suits still, so
yeah,
I'm expecting that's gonna happen.
But a little risky. Anyways, Baron reveals for 5. It's a row of 2 cost cards, which I haven't seen in some time. Well, not any longer.
There's a good call.
That changed pretty quick. Oh my goodness me, Hundro can take it. He's got 8 Persuasion. Can you believe it? Wow. I think Hundro's going to early reveal again here. Helena not interested in highlining. I really thought there might have been a spot for it, but I guess...
Currently no contenders for the combat, though, so it might make sense to just go, 2 troops should be enough
just throw it in. I mean, there's only one person who's going to be able to take actions, and he's about to early reveal, so these troops are doing nothing.
Yeah.
I think Hunter has to reveal. I think Kwisatz is probably too good here. You've not got the biggest of decks. Like, you reveal in the shadows, you get that point, you get Kwisatz. That feels pretty good to me. Hunter thinking about it. The problem is, where are they going? They can't go siege. Like, they can't visit a city space. They can't deploy any troops. There's no way for them to do it unless they go Mentat. So, all they've got is city and council access, and they can't get to either. So I think it has to be a reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're going to pay 2 Solari for Mentat? Really? With your liaison? I don't really like that. I think it's got to be a reveal. I think nothing else makes any sense here.
And so it will be.
I think this is forced. I don't think there's anything Hunter can do. Players looking for what, but they'll see the hand and realise I don't think there was any other option here. Get the point. Get Kwisatz. I don't hate it. How can that? It doesn't seem like it could be that wrong. Ix Guild is the next card up. Could be more Dreadnought fun here. Leader reveals for 6. Bene Gesserit Initiate turns up. Nice solid card, but again, Lido's deck is kind of chunky here. So Lido's got to start really considering if they buy stuff, it's going to help them. They do take the Initiate. It's going to be it. Helena
Oh.
for free gets the
Handro
entry.
had 9.
Oh,
They're also sitting on
he
tech
did
negotiations.
have 9. Wow, so they did. I think you still go Kwisatz. It's only round 4. It's kind
They
of
might
close.
have gone. They might have gone Mentat though. I think it was just too risky to reveal a non-persuasion card.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I think just revealing then is I can't be bad. But yeah, I think Kwisatz over Spice Must Flow at this point I think is fine. Helena eyeing up Ixguild. So Helena will have a load of cards with unload effects, but has no way to unload them. If Hollow Projector something came up, that would be huge.
Yeah, no True Slayer, no Hollow Projectors. A little unfortunate there.
I think Mashba does go for it and
Ouch.
peels off Guild Bankers, which no one can buy. So that should be looking to get hold of her ring next round, hopefully. Helena wins it uncontested. Kind of an expensive uncontested, really. And we're going to move on here. Helena up first. It's more victory points. Imperial Basin is more water. Plenty going on here. So, Lido draws kind of nicely. Hundro, he's not unhappy with it. But, I don't know, it's kind of weird here for Hundro. Hundro's going to have to go Fold Space first and go from there. Helena has got a load of options, but she hasn't got a Signet Ring, which she really wanted for Guild Bankers. So, that's all good. And Baron's hand is disgusting.
That it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's kind of scrambling this game, really.
Oh, shipping. Okay.
Yep, shipping the start, pretty standard. Do you go up and down and grab flagship now? You've got your Swordmaster, so you could get it up with Spice. Chalmurky you could do, and you've got 2 intrigues you can use as well. Artillery's also there, it should be noted, which is not inconsiderable here.
I think for Helena, that's not very interesting. It has to be Chalmurky or Flagship. Flagship's
a point. Like, it's just
it
a
is
point.
it is a point. Chalmurky, however, might be the decider between advancing to the quarterfinals or not.
And I do think Helena has eyes on going. I really do think they want to go Highline. If they take Flagship, they definitely can't do it. Then they're going to need a load of money to pay for flagships, which they can definitely muster. I know, like, saying no to that point is kind of... You could argue and say, well, who else is going to get hold of flagships anytime soon? No one else has really any spice. There's not a lot on the board. So maybe you could get Chalmurky and think you could still get flagships later. Be kind of brave, but the spice says that, yeah, it's going to be Chalmurky. They reckon, oh, I'll be able to get it later. I'll be fine. Till the Victor is found. Can't use it. Grand Conspiracy is found, which is not great for her, actually. She has no parts of that currently, not even started, so some work needed. She will rush that alliance. I'm sure she's going Highliner this round. Helena now has to use some cards here. So Poison Snoop will be played. They will keep hold of it almost certainly. Recon, they might get rid of it.
Yeah.
I don't hate getting rid of it. Refocus will draw the next card, which is Dune Desert Planet.
That she would have liked to get rid of.
Yeah, would rather have gone the other way around, but you can't control that. The players will note that was neither card she took up there. So Hundro's going to mine first. And he's going to get dudes in here. Wants to get hold of some of this water. That's 8 strength, of course, +4 for the restricted. Leo's got Web of Power. But Web of Power is not doing a ton here. It doesn't have the Emperor bonus for it, but you can live with that. Siege up first. So I think eyeing up some hardy warriors here if they can get to it. Baron has, again, a miserable hand here. I guess he has to smuggle. Yeah, he's got nothing really else to do. Baron not enjoying life here. He is in front, but people are now starting to suffer with the deck quality here. Helena's got to decide if she wants to use her fold space or not. She could draw a load of cards, but again, like, Helena really wanted to find her signet ring. Desperately. But she hasn't found it, so she's not getting Guild Bankers.
I'm still baffled by Lido's move. Why Siege over Still Suits? That is so weird.
I think they want to reveal Spice Hunter.
I mean, that has to be the reason, right?
I think they want to reveal Spice Hunter for the... It's either that or they're going to take a risk and look to go Hardy Warriors. But I don't actually know. So Helena's eyeing up it herself, which I don't hate. But yeah, I thought she was going Highlander at some point, so there it is. So she's saying, I'm going to have me a piece of this. We'll not be able to...
That's the point.
Yeah, we'll not be able to see what Lido's got in hand, but Lido's got no intrigue, so nothing to be scared about. So, I thought there was a 2-stack there.
Conservative commitment. Interesting.
I mean, she's got more actions. I think she's going to put in more. I think she's waiting to see Hundred put in more, potentially. I don't know, we'll see.
She's feeling safe with that ambush as well.
Hundred's surely got to go fold space here, right? And get his finesse ready to go shipping next round. Right?
I'm not sure Hundred wants anything to do with shipping.
I mean, he can go fold space and then signet ring, and then next round he just finesses and goes instead of shipping, and he cashes in, right? Might be your only cash in of the game. I don't know if he's going to get another chance to cash in. And he gets his point with the spacing guild while he's at it. Well, he finds a dagger, which he wasn't really looking for.
Certainly not.
That's what he was looking for. And he didn't get it. So he's lost his coin toss. He might mentat if he can. We'll see. But yeah. I think Hunter should definitely be considering fold spacing and then finessing to get his one bumper shipping. And then he can maybe make a push for the Bene Gesserit alliance perhaps or something. I don't know. Hundro thinking about taking the bump there. A lot of people just automatically do it with Hundro, but wasn't actually sold on it. Lido is okay, so Lido is still going to use Spice Hunter for still suits here. He's not going to put in. That's a good decision. No need to. Baron.
Now they're sitting on 3 water.
Yeah,
I'm still baffled.
Load of water here, so there's obviously plans. I'm guessing,
especially if they get 2nd or 3rd place, that is even more water.
Yeah, I think there's some research station plans coming in here. I have a funny feeling, but we'll see. So
I think Lido is applying to play in the next Mad Max movie, hoarding all the water for themselves.
I think they're legitimately trying to get memo quarters off. I honestly think they're after it. And the only way to do that is to draw a load of cards and get a load of Web of Power reveals and use his signet ring and stuff. It's definitely on for them to make it. They can definitely get memo quarters off. But you got to be careful. It's a bit of a trap sometimes. Sometimes it's better off just to go for the alliances. Helena goes for the min tap, which Hundro hates. I think he really wanted that to get his guild accord. So, little unfortunate for Hundro here. Curious to know what he's going to do now. Didn't expect Helena to mentat. She finds her other dagger, I think, by the way, when she did that, which is also hilarious.
Everyone is just so starved for good cards. It's funny. It's really entertaining to watch.
It's more
because
interesting.
now real strategy comes through.
Yeah, I mean, I might be beating a slight dead horse here, but this is why when Atomics came for Immortality, this is just my personal thoughts here. I didn't care too much for it because, for me, I don't really think it's that big a deal. This whole, if the row is kind of quiet, I think people having to kind of scramble with worse decks they normally have, I think is fascinating in a tournament setting. People have got to try and work out what the hell it is they're doing. Lido's going to reveal, by the way, getting hold of Guild Bankers surely and they get a bump. But I think it's, it's all well and good having, these banger cards out all the time, but when there's only a couple, and people are now having to kind of, try and make the most of what they've got, and there's a bit of game of chicken of pulling these cards off the row now, and people are don't really want to, it's a little scary, unless they bring up a load of persuasion, hope they get lucky sort of thing. I think it's interesting.
It is definitely interesting. The problem, of course, is when everybody has these very low quality decks or low power decks, and suddenly a very strong card comes up, that can absolutely change.
It can warp a little bit. Valen's got the best one going just because of Web of Power, but Baron is suffering. There's no question Baron is suffering under the weight of this. Because he's got plans, but how on earth is he ever going to get plans here? So Lido's going to go ahead and get the third bump with spacing. I wonder if there's actually a legitimate consideration of trying to steal Alliance. I mean, as Helena, I wouldn't be thinking so, but it's uncomfortable. Baron's got an action into to go. He could reveal. He's got free persuasion. Is he really early revealing here? How do you not go Carfag? I was going to say, like, early revealing here seems kind of ridiculous.
Helena, I think, really wants that Truthsayer to unload her cards.
I mean, who would like that a lot? But the only way she gets it is she has to reveal now, and it seems kind of crazy. But I don't know. I mean, Thufir, you don't mind revealing for, because you're going to be using one of your cards. You're either using your ambush or you're to the victor, so that's not a concern. Kind of sucks to not use fold space, though. It's just going to pass through. What else have you got here? If you're feeling really ambitious, you could research station with fold space and draw 4 cards. There are worlds you do find the spice must flow. But it's unlikely. It's pretty ambitious. You could even use your dagger, just get out of artillery. Oh, I thought she was going to do that. No, she's just gonna protect just in case something's gone. It's weird, isn't it? Because Lido's got no actual has no actual intrigues. But what she's protected against is Lido next round signet ringing with shipping to get the double bump. So Helena astute to that, keeping like finds Chome Delegate, so there's some money there.
I think that is also exactly what Lido was going for. Again, going back to Valen playing very much against Baron in the beginning and trying as much as possible to deny them their alliance and the cards that they need. And now I think going up with Spacing Guild first before the other two, even though they do need the points and the bumps in both Bene Gesserit and Emperor, was very much to just scare Helena into making a mediocre move like that.
Well, the thing is, she has to, because if she doesn't, Valen will take that alliance. And the grave is if they then protect it, then Lido's happy because it's one part of their Memorcorders condition, so they win either way. So it's good astute use. They find reinforcements, by the way, which is actually free courtesy of Chome Delegate, which is amusing. But they're going to be using one of their intrigues here, so they don't need to use reinforcements yet. I would definitely keep hold of that.
Yeah, much better card than Ambush, I think.
They have free to buy. Sardine is still up on the road, by the way, courtesy of a Chris Knife buy from the Baron.
It's a good consolation price if you don't get Truthsayer.
I mean, she has free water. So I'd be happy.
Yep.
And it will go to combat here, so Helena's going to pass. The question is Hundro going to have at this of second wave? I think he feels he probably has to, right? No, Reinforce is going to get played on the spot here. Wow, so she's just going to throw in the troops now and call it a day. Just put in the 1 here, but Hundro can still get in front. I think Hundro's going to second wave this and is going to think... Well, they're using reinforcements now. Maybe they think that they can't actually defend this alliance. They're doing it because they haven't got anything else, but surely they're going a bit heavier. I don't know, it's kind of weird for Hundro. I'm curious to see what he's going to do here. Hundro, the 2 water, he doesn't hate. Helena doesn't mind coming second, but Hundro, I think, wants the point. They've only got 2 points here. They might feel pressure. No, Fweak just passes. So, point for Helena and the spice. Pretty happy. Hundro gets the water here, but he's going to have to make use of it. Hundro is falling behind. Move on. So, next up is the Battle of Siege of Arakian, should say. Solari's not got as much meaning now as we're getting ready to the tier 3, so it's pretty much victory or bust this. Hundro finds his Guild Accord. Hundro finds his Kwisatz. Finds it really early, does Hundro Mauritania, actually. Really early, so that's going to be a bit tricky. I think Hundro is going to get some spice, and Highliners are incoming here. Highliner's definitely incoming. And then he's going to use Finesse, probably, to get him instead of shipping with Kwisatz, I imagine, and then he'll see what his full thing to do is.
I think Lido wants second place here, because they still don't have...
They gave up some money early, so... with the Dreadnought. So yeah, Lido is struggling for action economy. Having a look at what's going on. Helena's got their field X-Guild. Valen having a deep look into Helena's discard. Lengthy look here. Jeez. So, thing is, Lido still needs 5 bumps to get hold of Memo Quarters, which is a lot.
For Lido, not that much, actually. But they do need a lot of card draw to get that Signet Ring multiple times, and they absolutely do need the Swordmaster.
I don't know, they could probably get away with Research Station with Bene Gesserit and just draw 4 cards, and... I mean, Spicer's Flow is fine. Having another look at Helena's cards here, trying desperately to work out what she's got. Having a real look here. I wonder if Valen's literally been writing this down. Like,
yeah, probably keeping track of everyone's decks and got confused with something that happened in Helena's deck.
Yeah, there's you know, it is, once it's face up, it's public info. I normally don't do it because I'm just lazy. It's probably why I didn't make it out the groups, but
you did get 2 wildcards.
I got a wild card. I suppose so. Yeah, I got through wildcards because of one crazy heroic action with the beast, and then my wild card happened. So, I guess. But we'll see what Lena's got here. Lena's got a bucket of water, and so does everyone else, which kind of incentivizes going Research Station before other people do. But shipping was sitting there, so... Is Valen gonna go for this alliance? No, surely not. I mean, I don't know, a healthy look, trying to work out if they had a way of protecting the alliance. They're gonna go for it!
What?
They're gonna go for it! Wow. Really? Oh, they want the... Oh, no, they're going for the bump for the Solari. Is what they want, so they can get their Swordmaster.
Oh, right.
No, she is going for it!
Nope,
my goodness. She's going for it, thinking, well, diplomacy and all that's in there, but Helena's got hold of Elvix Guild, so it will be able to protect here, but pretty savage. Helena did not want to have to do this, but it is forced. This is going to cost Leto as well, though, mind you.
Yeah, that I don't agree with that play at all.
That was expensive, so... oh no, Baron's gone great flat, and he was going to go Hardy Warriors to put troops in, but of course he's used his water up. So he's gonna, he's about to do it. He's like, oh wait, hold on a sec, there goes my water. Can't get it all there. So Baron's got to pivot here with Weirding Way. Secrets is fine, I don't hate it. Steel Suits, I mean, it's kind of weird. If you go Steel Suits, it's very strange. Like, you're trying to take advantage of what's going on here. And he will go Steel Suits. So he's trying to take advantage of Lido going for this. Helena is forced to X-Guild. Does not have to make the Dreadnought, should be noted. They don't have to if they don't want to. And they might not bother. They might just go there and defend and then, like, I don't know, Signet Ring to, like, Arakeen or something. I'm not sure what Helena's going to want to do here. But Helena has to defend. She's got no choice.
I have to say that Lido's play going for a Space and Guild Alliance might have been the game-breaking mistake.
That was brave. Like, there's no doubt about that. That was pretty bold, and... that was expensive. Memo Quarters is basically dead now. They're almost never, ever getting that. So, unless, like, Grand Vision specifically turns up, but even it's not that great. Helena is going to outfit herself with a Dreadnought, though. She's happy to make that sacrifice. So, now she's arming up for some conflict. So, Lido, if they hadn't have gone for that, maybe Helena just reveals X-Guild. Probably doesn't ever use it. Now they've got to contend with a Dreadnought next round. So, consequence of the actions... Hundro also, so Hundro's going to go research, which he kind of has to do. Gets him his Bene Gesserit Alliance. He's going to go Guild Accord, I think, still to fold space, and I think he's still going to finesse in order to get hold of instead of shipping here. I'm fairly sure it's what's going to happen. But now what does Lido do? Lido's now got to go Swordmaster. Yeah. Gets a dagger.
They are in all kinds of trouble now.
It's all a bit messy now. It's all clumsy. Baron's Secrets finds the finds War Chest, and this is now bumping, and now this is now threatening this alliance. So now Lido desperately wants to go Hardy Warriors. It isn't likely to get blocked. Like, no, Hundro can't get there, so Hardy Warriors is going to be safe, but there's a lot happening here. Game's kind of been a little bit kind of quiet here. It's suddenly sputtered into some kind of life here. And Valen's got to be a little concerned what's going on.
The snowball found a ramp.
I mean, the one that's chasing the spacing has just caused all of this carnage here. It was all completely unsolicited. And we're here now. Helena's still up, by the way. She's still got 2 actions and 2 cards. What does Helena want to do? I have no idea. She doesn't really want to draw cards, I don't think. Although everything's in a discard, so I don't think it hugely matters. Carthage has got to be first. I think this makes sense. You see what happens. Tactician is found. So some stuff's going in here.
Yep. That means she's deploying for sure.
So is Hundro Guild According Fold Space and then Finesse for is the shipping? What else are you doing here? He's got 3, 4, 6 Persuasion. It's not going to be enough for Spice Must Flow. No, they just can't get it. They've got too many cards that don't have a Persuasion reveal here. In the Shadows is also active. And they're going to use that for the Mentat. Oh, they're going to discard. Are they really discarding? Oh, they're going to discard Guild Accord for the spacing bump and do it that way? No. Oh, they're still going to Guild According because they're just trying to get as many bumps as they can here. So
yeah, they really need it.
They are way behind, so they're just trying desperately to find points here. But that means they won't be getting the Bene Gesserit Alliance from In the Shadows reveal, which is notable. Players wondering about Kwisatz, and he definitely has it.
He has more than enough spice as well.
Hardy Warriors is forced. She has to go. They have to go all in here. There's I mean, point to point, but the problem is they've got no intrigue, so it kind of sucks. I think they have to go all in here. They're kind of forced it. They've got to charge Helena. Baron's going to reveal. He's got 4. He's got a load of negotiators as well.
I think Lido knows that they're not going to be winning this combat, but again, second place might be useful, even if it's just for the High Council. Though.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to charge a price. They can't let Helena have a free action here. They're definitely you've got to put troops in here. Now, as it turns out, Helena's got like 7 swords, and Lido has none, so she probably doesn't actually have to. But where else is Helena going here? She doesn't have siege access. Research makes no sense. You could go Hanger Basin and get 6 spice and ready yourself for more highliners. The thing is, as well, is that Helena's got to think about Grand Conspiracy, and she needs 2 persuasion with 4 factions. Nowhere near. She needs High Council. Nowhere near. 2 Dreadnoughts she could well get. And Spice Must Flow she's currently not got. So you could consider... Oh my god. I think the move for Helena is detonation devices and Dreadnoughts.
Yes.
I've just seen it up there. That's got to be the move.
Lido does not have intrigue, so she has a pretty safe combat here. She takes exactly what you just said.
But he's concerned of Hundro and Kwisatz Haderach. That is pretty scary. With restricted ordnance, like if you do that, like it forces Hundro to get involved here, right? But I think you've got to. Oh no, they're gonna take the spice here and just try and get themselves ready. More troops going in. Yeah, I mean it was there, but I don't hate it. They've got to ring off something. They don't really want to. They're kind of happy with the row how it is. The things they don't want to ring zone, but you must do it with manipulate. There's no choice. You must take a card off. So whether they want to or not, that's part of the rules. Spice Hunter will go. Assassination mission turns up. They'll be reasonably happy to see that.
Yeah.
So Hundro, again, still fold space and finesse for instead of shipping, still there. They have got Truth saying they could play that to shift out Guild Accord, but I think you're better off using it here.
Yeah, you just play it.
Now,
sure.
The question is, are they going high? They are going highliner. Wow. So even though Helena didn't go for the Dreadnought, still highlines anyways. So, troops going in. It's carnage here. And Helena's, surely she's going to ping off some battle intrigues here to try and charge Hundro here. Madness. It's all happening here. I mean, it's probably better doing that than fold. It's a better move doing that than fold space, by the way. I don't know if I was saying fold space. It was clearly the way to go. But still has Kwisatz Haderach in hand, so, we'll see what happens. Hyena's got no more information to give, so Hundro is pretty decide what he's going to do. 3 swords for Lido if he wants it, and he's going to take the 3 swords. Kind of has to.
He wants second place, but he's not going to get it.
There's nothing to buy. Helena reveals for nothing. And then Hundro's going to Kwisatz. The question is, where does Kwisatz go? Bear in mind, Helena does not get the slurry bonus from... like, if she had Assassination Mission, and she put that away, she wouldn't get the... she hasn't got the card, doesn't count as trashing. It's just removing, so... So Hundro's got options. The problem is, if Hundred uses Finesse... The problem with that is that it's 2 swords he doesn't have for the combat, and he's got to be concerned about that, so... But you've got to use... I mean, it's got to be Kwisatz. And the players now know he's got Kwisatz. That's pretty obvious. So the question is, where do you go? You can even do something simple like... I mean, the problem is you've got to do some points to chase here. You could go Fold Space and get that point over and done with. I wouldn't hate that, but Still Suits is an option. Secrets is an option.
Warriors.
Secrets doesn't look too bad. Get two intrigues and an alliance.
Interesting.
They're really going to go for the artillery? Artillery it is. And what a monster find. That Spice Must Flow as well. Wow.
Nice.
That's pretty huge. So that's going to be a couple of swords. And Helena and Hunter are about to ping off a ton of intrigues here. This is going to get messy. So point for Hundro. Swing round incoming. Gets the couple of swords. Baron's 2 troops are just spectators here. But Baron has cannon turrets and could cause all manner of trouble here.
How much of a chaos baby?
Hundro will pass. Baron will pass. Helena's going to ambush. Gets in front by the single. So does Hundro use finesse or does he use second wave? When he's second waves, how many troops does he put in? So that's 2 swords.
Both of them.
Just froze them in. Not hesitating. And Helena can...
2 more.
No, I think that's fine. Plus the 2 swords. Is it 2 more? Oh, yeah, because of the... so 20. So that's good. So Helena can retreat troops here, and I would strongly consider it. This second place is so bad for you. I would probably just retreat and just keep the troops here. Twist having
Leo would be very happy about that.
Yeah, yeah, this is the right call. Get the troops back in.
Lido really wanted that second place, and they're gonna get it. That's fantastic. I did not see that coming.
So down to 9. And that will be all. So Baron's going to keep cannon turrets for later here. It's just enough Baron could have cannon turreted and actually tied with Helena, but it's not really relevant. So, a lot of fun there. Hundro will take the point, but it was pricey. Lido gets 4 Solari. Helena gets a couple, but gets a load of troops back in. Yeah. Oh, Valen wondering what was going on with full sub. Yeah, they played ambush, so that's why they're at 9. Oh, we're still going. And Baron is actually thinking about it. Baron says no. But it's just that Baron, just thinking for a second, just wondering.
And suddenly we have a very close game.
Yeah. 100 needed a swing round and he found it. So he's back in the match here. As we get ready for the tier 3s here. And first up is Economic Supremacy, which is kind of nuts. Lido Atreides has got a crazy hand. It's a Spice Must Flow, but it's just that. Oh my god.
Lido needs research station.
Lido needs help here. Lido needs a lot of things. Everyone can go research station, which is nuts. But
Absolutely
the Fremen Alliance looks in trouble here. Baron looks like he could go for it if he wanted to. You've got no way defending. It's going to be research first. Seeing what they find. Spice Hunter, Web of Power, Bene Gesserit Initiates. Not bad.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Can live with that. So here we go. Baron's going to Interstellar, as you would expect. And the question now is, does Baron chase the Fremen?
Ooh.
He can if he wants. Because he's got his
Baron is
points
going for
elsewhere.
flagship.
He goes up, yeah, he's eyeing up flagships here next round. That's pretty risky, like, he's threatening to go, like, smuggling if no one gets there. But it's going to be difficult to manage that. Helena with options, but not options. She has infiltration for shipping, but she doesn't need to, she can do it whenever she wants. Outside of that, her hand's kind of bad. I think Hardy Warriors has got to be the move here, right? Like, Hardy Warriors and economic supremacy is really good. It's the one resource you can spend which isn't part of the victory conditions. And that gets you, like, a load of troops. The problem is you've already thrown in all your battle intrigues the last round, though, so... But you put troops back. I think you've got a Hardy Warrior here. Because if you don't, Lidl does. And second place is still a point.
That's a really
wow, and Helena,
Wow.
Helena goes for the smuggling
Really,
block.
look at that cursor. Look at Baron.
Just a complete block here. That is pretty savage.
Baron is
Unbelievable.
furious.
Unbelievable. I'm amazed they found that. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. That doesn't help them really. But I guess they've got chummed out, so it kind of helps. Hundro's going to infiltrate with his and Hundro's going to go infiltrating research station. It's all happening here. It's absolute carnage. He's got millions of daggers for artillery.
Peak Dune Imperium. I'm so happy I'm here. Wow.
That's a crazy. And remember, of course, the format is top two go through, and some of the best thirds. Hundo just cashes in the spice now, so he's eyeing up selective breeding to get even more swords in. Lido's up. Lido's got to be thinking about Hardy Warriors. Whether power is in hand, whether power is not helping with the Emperor. Of course, they sacrificed loads of stuff going for the spacing lines, but it's failed. Valen's got no intrigues here, which is a real problem. And the Baron is eyeing up plans within plans, and he's not far from actually getting active, which is kind of nuts. So it's all happening here. Valen's got to tread very carefully. It's so expensive going for that spacing alliance. It will be Mentat. Just trying to get more options, just stalling here. Baron can't take the alliance. Obviously, smuggling is blocked, so they can't do that, so they're now going to have to scramble for other options. The liaison to Carthag. Oh no, they can't use any of the cards! What have they done? Oh no, we've had this before! And they can't spend it, the corner market's no good, and now Secrets is just staring people in the face. If he loses plans within plans, it's a catastrophe. Oh my goodness me, is that a bit too greedy for Baron? Secrets is right there.
The only person interested in corner of the market, possibly, would be Hundro. That would be 2 points for them.
But, I mean, it's just denial. Wow. And Baron's got to survive the round.
And Hundro wants to take that alliance anyway.
But Lina's got weapon power. Like, surely they're losing this.
Hundro
Unbelievable.
has to go Secrets.
Unbelievable. Helena's got a weird spot here. I think, what else does Helena do here, though? Like,
She could also go Secrets.
I mean, what else is she doing? She's going to infiltrate for shipping. And what? What's she doing with a diplomacy card? I mean, Hardy Warriors now feels terrible. You've got your daggers, but, I mean, so be it. I think Secrets is the move. They go Highliner.
Yeah.
They're going all in. Wow, this is carnage. So they're going for their 2 points. Baron Harkonnen is not... If Baron Harkonnen does not get Secret stolen here, it's crazy.
Oh, I'm like 95% sure. Hundro has to play Secrets. They want the alliance. They can take another intrigue card. And it's Baron's intrigue cards. Like, what stash of intrigue cards is more interesting than Baron's? In any game, ever.
Oh
my god.
Hundro, he set up for selective breeding. That's why he took the spice. This is premeditated. Hundro's just playing premeditated here.
That is true.
Just playing completely premeditated. So Hundro used it with Truthsayer. So they're going to discard the dagger, and then they can then trash it to draw 2. They can do it in whatever order. War Peddlers is the alliance found. What did
They
you
do need
trash to do that?
first.
You've discarded for Truthsayer. What did you trash for the actual selective breeding? Just asking them the question there. Yeah, they've got to trash that now. They've kind of got no choice, so... Yeah, they've now done that. Okay, that's fine. That's what they were doing. Yeah, we're all good.
Okay.
But they had forgotten to do that. So,
Web of
Lido's
Power, here
up.
comes.
Baron is sweating.
What?
Lido has
Oh
the
my
hard...
God.
Lido's got a hardy...
I can't.
He has the hardy warrior. He's got to do this, protect the alliance, get troops in. They're fighting for this battle here. The question is, what does Lido do next? Does he find secrets with diplomacy? Baron can't stop it.
Oh my god.
Baron is desperately cycling intrigues to protect here. Corner market goes, because he's never going to be able to use it.
And that is a very dangerous card to be.
If he finds a battle card, it's
potentially have
hilarious.
stolen.
Oh, he survives.
Oh wow.
He's a lucky boy.
I cannot believe it. All three of them should have taken secrets, but had other plans.
Ah, it's a lucky boy. Very lucky boy. So corner market is buried. Baron lives another day. And that also, by the way, gets a point of plans within plans online, finding the Ben Jesuit bump, which is also kind of sickening. So Baron's going to have a load of endgame points here. Very lucky boy. Helena's up. So Helena's got to choose between High Council for her Grand Conspiracy, or she has to choose between going into the shipping. Smuggling. That's about it. I honestly think Helena should just smuggle and go shipping. I don't think you're ever going to get anything at Grand Conspiracy. You're going to need to get another Dreadnought, and you're going to need to get Spice Must Flow, or you'll need another faction at full persuasion, and I don't think you're going to make that happen.
The shipping would also be an extra bump.
I think at this point, I think I would just ship. I don't really... And also, Bowie, you want to keep those two daggers. What else are you going to do here as Helena? Like, I mean... Yeah, they're looking at Grand Conspiracy, but I don't think it's on anymore. I think it's too late. So shipping it will be... Oh no, they're just going to get more troops in. Wow, that's brutal. They're just going to use Choam to Imperial Base instead of a shipping infiltration just to throw troops in. Absolutely ridiculous.
What a game.
Hundro is up. Hundro's found Kwisatz, by the way. Hundro's got 5. He's got 11 persuasion, so Spice Flow is incoming. Just gonna start diving for points wherever you can find them. I think he's actually gonna use... he needs to get more troops in, so I think he's actually gonna go with... He might go Hardy Warriors, I have no idea. Secrets is too late for Lido. Finds Guild Authorization, which does nothing. Absolutely nothing. Baron finds the Fremen bump with a couple of swords. Not that it particularly matters. Baron's just happy to have not lost plans. 2 swords for Helena gets the 21, but that's all she's got. But Lido gives up the fight here. He's going to take the point in. So Hunter's got options. It will be Kwisatz. The question is, where do you go and what do you do? He might just steal suits again. Yeah, I've had a feeling he was going to do that and just... Yeah, I'm not entirely surprised by that. Goodness me.
They got a horrible, horrible hand out of their way, which might be very useful for next round.
Yeah, the next hand should be not bad. They're not... They might even... If there is a chance they find Kwisatz immediately, which would be pretty sick. Lido reveals for a bump and a Spice Must Flow. So there's 7. Now they're just trying to scurry for whatever points they can. Still chance...
They also still have a chance to fulfill...
If they get Memo Quarters, it's ridiculous. Hunjo gets a Spice Must Flow. He's got a couple extra, but that's about it. And that's gonna be it here. So Baron takes the resources. Lido gets a point. Helena will cash in for a couple. It was kind of a painful Hardy Warriors, I guess. It was pretty expensive 2 points all in all. Very pricey, but it is what it is. So Helena's gonna be at 7. Lido's going to be at 8, as is Hundro. Baron behind on 6, but with endgame points now. And this is razor close coming into round 8. And I don't even know if this is going to be the last round. It's possible it won't be. Garrisons
if
are
it's
basically
Grand
empty.
Vision, then maybe not.
Oh, Dreadnought's got to be put down. So Arakeen it is, and it is Grand
is Grand
Vision.
Vision.
Wow. I mean, there's relevance here. Bene Gesserit and Emperor, everyone can score points off this. Helena finds X-Guild for her extra Dreadnought, by the way.
Kwisatz again on Hunter.
Kwisatz top decked out of 12 cards for Hunter, which is disgusting. Baron finds his flagships finally, a little later than he would have liked. And now the question is, what's he going to do here? Does he bump Emperor? Or is he going to bump Highline Spacing Heal? Spacing kind of gives the game away. He should go Emperor here. But he's scared about the Alliance, maybe. I don't know what's going to happen. Emperor's the way to go, I think, here. Trading Drone's the next tech. I don't think he's going to get pulled. Or do they threaten the... Do they even challenge for the Bene Gesserit? Who knows? All sorts happening here. Baron having a think. I think I'd go Emperor here. Spacing gives the game away. Well, now they know you've got plans and in plans. The problem, though.
Yeah, but that is very safe now. Like nobody can do anything anyway.
No, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So players now know he's got 2 endgame points, and they'll be saying that immediately. Like the only reason he does that is plans and plans. They know he's got 9. So players, the thing is, if you have plans and plans and you go Emperor bump, like you're still getting 2 points. One of them's still hidden. Now everyone knows you've got plans. And then the Solari comes in, which is curious, because it does give him war chest endgame, but, I mean, you can also still use it for flagship, so that's still kind of hidden, but everyone now knows he's got 2 endgame points minimum, so they will be conscious of this.
By any means, maybe Baron finds Show'em shares. That would be ridiculous, but...
Helena finds the point with the Fremen, gets herself up to 8. But I don't know if people are going to score 2 points. I mean, Hundred might score 2 points here, actually. He's got Guild Accord. If he can find a Spice Must Flow somehow, it would be game over. But it's really hard for him to find it. Hundred's hand is all over the place.
Oh, in the shadows or voice to research station, and I think they're looking a lot better.
But voice to research is so expensive. It's so expensive. I would actually prefer going Guild Accord, just the forward space, and then Kwizatzing to research station, drawing 4. But I don't know. It's kind of weird now. It's very close. Yeah, right. he's gonna block this with voice, and I think he's gonna honestly because Kwisatz. I reckon. He wants the spice. He wants spice for Guild Accord, and now they're gonna see him, and they're gonna think, they're gonna realize it's coming here.
And Highliner is also another point. So interesting.
So that's gonna be 1. The question is, can they find 2 points? That is the question. But the problem is, this isn't a great combat for Hundro. Like, unless he wins and takes the Emperor and somehow manages to actually take the Emperor Alliance, like, I don't know. Honey's got 5 water, by the way. Lido goes High Council. Kind of has to.
Still waiting for that Sayadina.
There's Research Station for Baron. Well, he finds Court Intrigue, which is the Emperor Alliance. That is huge.
That is also 9 points currently for 9 persuasion.
Tech Negotiation and then Court Intrigue. I think is. Oh, he's only got one. He's only got 1 action. Wow. So Baron's gonna have to make a choice. He can't get both. Wow. Most curious. Helena with her signet ring. She of course can infiltrate Research Station. There's gonna be a lot of people going Research Station this round. Again, must take... There's Sayadina, so there's a point. This is going to be the last round here, surely. Helena's going to get 2 points. She's not there yet, though. But Helena's going for the 2 points and in the game now. So Murky looks huge. Hundro's got decisions to make. Hundro can't afford Research Station until after he goes Highliner. So he has to Guild Accord first. He's gonna go Mentat and discard Spice Must Flow, I imagine. And he's just gonna bump... He's gonna bump Emperor, I reckon. And threaten the Alliance and say, if I can win it, I can take that. And there's nothing Baron can do to stop it.
Did Baron forget to buy an Intrigue?
No, I don't think he I think he chose not to avoid the same situation. I think he's bit from what happened last time with Call the Market. He legitimately does not want to buy anymore. Because all the end games are all out.
Helena said fine with me, which sounds like Baron was asking whether they could still buy an
No,
entry
I
card
think
because they forgot.
I think it's something to do with the troops, but no, I think Baron's actually just going to reveal for the point and have 3 in-game points and hope that 11 is good here. But I don't know if it's going to be. There's the bump here, and now the players are going to be pretty concerned about what's about to happen here. Baron is sweating. He has 11 points, but he's got 11 points with no spice. And someone's got Chow Murky. Basin it is, so Lido will take that point, gets him the 9. Lido has not got memo cores online, though. Baron just reveals, saying, well, I've got 2 endgame points that you know of. I dare you to stop me.
Probably 3 endgame points.
He does, but they don't know it's free, but they might think it's free with War Chest now.
Yeah, I mean, you don't go Solari from 7 to 12 at this point of the game.
It's kind of a weird hand he drew, so I don't necessarily... I don't know. I mean, he drew kind of a strange hand that maybe he feels like he kind of had to go for it, but I mean, you could have taken this alliance if you wanted. Leo's saying about the Dreadnought, so there's a lot happening here. So, the fog of war is descending here. So, Helena has got 7 persuasion, 10 with Sayadina with a reveal, but she surely has to use Sayadina. But she's only got 1 action, so Helena's got to choose what she wants to do here. If she uses she's got to use Sayadina Secrets, I imagine. Or she's going to go for everything here. Look at this combat, by the way. Hunter's going to win this. So yeah. Helena is praying she's going to find 2 persuasion here. It's not guaranteed. Oh, it was. There were the 2 cards. Okay, so Helena's going to score a couple of points. So she's going to get to 10. But I think that's about it. But it's 10 with Chow Murky.
If Huntro clocks in that Baron has 3 endgame points in their intrigues, they might actually try... Oh no, they're not taking...
There's nothing Hunt can do. The gate... You look at Helena and say, right, this is the last round. Like, surely. It's like research station and sets of breeding. How do they not have 9? So Hunter's got to know it's it. So Hunter's got to think, I've got to score, like, at least 2 points. You're going to get it. Highliner will be a point, and Grand Vision will give the Emperor a point. So that's 10. Is there any way to get more? Is there an 11th point anywhere on the board? I honestly don't hate finessing down and up with the Bene Gesserit in a moment, just to cycle that intrigue and find something else.
They can also go research station again with Quizettes.
Yeah, I think that's what they're considering doing. I think that's what I would do. You've got 3 persuasion. There are worlds you find it. And it gives them swords for artillery as worse. So I think that's going to be the move here. Lido's going to secrets up and hope to find bribery or the Emperor bump or anything for memo quarters. But I'm concerned for Valen's in trouble here. Valen's got 1 more move and they've only got 9 points. Allied Armada! But they have no spice!
Unfortunate.
Oh no, do not tell me I've commentate cursed this. You've got to be kidding me. Helena's going to get a point. She gets an intrigue. Diversion does nothing. Couple of negotiators. For what it matters, which it doesn't really. And Valen, I think the crack at the Spacing Guild has cost it.
Yep.
It was a pretty bold move. And I was just like, all right, I'll just defend at fold space. And I think that has derailed this. I can't hate having to go there. But it wasn't about winning. It was just about making top 2. Maybe it was just 1 overstretch too many. Huntro's got to go to research station and see what he finds. And we need another. That's good. Not enough. 4, 6, 8. They're not there yet. They're also out of resources, by the way. Pretty much.
They do have 1 more water, technically.
They have the water to throw in.
That's not helping. Oops.
So, Valen's going to reveal for 4. And Valen must realize that it's over. Must be kicking themselves at the Spacing Guild. The bump is too late. It's a needle from the table. Hundro, I'm trying to see what else he can do here. I guess he's got Arakeen, I guess, and just hope you find a 2 persuasion card. It's a Spice Must Flow.
Yeah.
The problem for him is that if Baron's going to get 11, Helena's got 10. He needs an 11 point, otherwise he's in trouble. And he's no resources. He's going to lose all third place tiebreakers amongst the group here. So he has to gamble. What do you got to lose? I think you finesse down and up with the Bene Gesserit just to recycle the intrigue. And maybe you find something that helps you somehow. Maybe you find, like, Water of Life. And, like, where would you get the spice from? Without losing the water. But I think that's what I would do.
It would have to be Glimpse of Path.
Glimpse is about the only thing. But then, if you're going to do that, it's not much different from going Arakeen.
Yep.
So, I think it's up and down. Well, down and up with the Bene Gesserit. Recycle the intrigue. You've not seen any endgames. Like, they could still be out there. You know, but not a lot of them really help you is the problem.
They should know about War Chest and...
Oh, no, that I like. If he was
Plans.
to find Call the Market, he'd get 2 points. And he'd just win the game.
Right.
But,
that, of course, is gone.
But we know it's buried, but they don't know that.
Mm.
I think it's got to be Arakeen, and
it
you
has
just
to be
hope
Arakeen
you
and Finesse.
try and find it. It's about a coin flip. Finds it.
Nice.
It's a monster find, and Helena's gonna be sick. Wow. That is disgusting for Helena. Helena gets nothing with Grand Conspiracy. They have not got the High Council or the Dreadnoughts. And that is
finesse in a way.
That costs Helena this position. They're going to just throw troops in here. I would have preferred to have thrown in and got the intrigue. Maybe you find Stage Incident. You know? I think they would have preferred that more, but whatever. It doesn't...
Can still get Stage Incident, maybe?
Curious to know what the next one would have been. It was Bindu. No. Okay, it was nothing interesting. That's curious. So point for Hundro. And yeah, that is disgusting for Helena. Helena sees that Convincing was the last card there, and that is going to absolutely suck. Cannon Turrets is played. It knocks Lido out of the combat as well. Valen is out. I'm heartbroken. Baron's going to finish at 11, as is Hundro. Baron is going to win this, I think. Unless there's some crazy endgame intrigues that could be found. Helena's going to finish third here, which she probably should have won. And that is it. It is all over. Twist, I think, is probably going to be good for a third place spot. There's all the endgames. Valen is out. What a ridiculous match. And Baron just does what Baron does best. Gross. Well, I mean, there's a lot to talk about here. First of all, it was a pretty wild match. Everyone had shots. It was super close, but Baron Harkonnen decided to draw. He found Core the Market, and no one stole anything.
And I threw it
that
away.
was absolutely egregious because all three players could have gone secrets,
No one
and I'm
did.
like,
So
you
good.
have to take the stash from Baron, right?
gross.
Because Baron's intrigue cards in any game are the most juicy intrigue cards you could think of.
It's not the first time I've said this tournament. It's amazing that how out of fashion Secret Sealing has gone. It's amazing. But it wasn't the only thing. I mean, all sorts have happened. I mean, Helena was good for second until this convincing argument draw at the death. So that was disgusting.
Yeah. Blue was all up on me on spacing.
Yeah, oh man. So we obviously have to talk about the Spacing Alliance dive. That was so gutsy and brave. And unfortunately it has not worked out.
Yeah, I was writing down every single card, but
we gathered.
apparently I
That's
forgot
what we were expecting.
apparently I forgot to write down that one.
X-Guild,
Yep.
yeah, and then the overcommittance, and then just couldn't recover. Like,
Well, I
absolute
figured
crazy.
I had to go for the double bump on spacing anyway because I needed the Solari for the Swordmaster, but I figured, what's one extra bump gonna harm me? But it ended up costing me my memo
Yeah.
quarters, so
Yeah, minimum, if not perhaps an alliance, even like maybe gotten early in an alliance, who knows?
Yep.
So yeah, that was a great shame. Like you went for it. I can't blame you going for it, but yeah, missing the X Guild, and that was pretty mortal. That was pretty mortal.
But that was an absolutely fantastic game. Still, thank you very much for playing, everyone. That was a joy to watch. It was kind of disgusting at times, especially with Baron's luck on intrigue draws.
Baron doing what Baron does. It's fast. It's something that I'm gonna have to. I want to talk about the next two.
Hang on. What do you mean luck? It's his thing, right? To get intrigue.
I mean, it is. But
but like this density of extreme quality. Don't forget, Sleeper Must Awaken. Okay, there were 4 victory point cards.
Yeah, he found he got 5 points out of intrigues alone. Like that's 4 or 5.
Not this
Oh,
one.
not corner, but I mean, like, yeah, it's amazing. Like, say twice that in fact second game that I've commentated on where Baron had all these end game cards and he was just sitting there and no one went there, and Baron.
And then Helena got Grand Conspiracy pretty early on and could do nothing with it.
Yeah.
It was just a dead card, even though it came in pretty early.
But no, I mean, it was. Unless it's something missed. Like, I mean, it was wild. It was a good match. Like, I mean, it sucks to see Valen go. Unfortunately,
it's alright.
The commentator's curse strike because I have been bagging you. I thought you were going to make all the way to the final. I really did. So
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, but I'm out.
Yeah, I know, which sucks. And Twist will have to see if they're good enough for a third spot. I reckon 10's probably good. But
Yeah.
Take it for us. What
pretty.
are you gonna say at the beginning of the game? Just like, hey, if I'm gonna get third, let me get like a bunch of points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a high
that.
high victory point participation. That should be good. Yeah.
It was a fun one.
Yeah, it was a good watch. It was kind of some sickening moments to watch, but I mean, what can you do? Oh man, that hurts.
Wow. Still very, very well played, everyone. That was a joy to watch. Peak Dune Imperium, as I said at some point. Really, really good match.
Thanks for the game, everybody.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye bye.
And that is gonna do it for us for this match. Absolute drama. But oh man, it was just a mortal miscalculation from Valen to miss the Ixion. We were right, like where he was having they were having such a heavy dig through Helena's deck. Like we called it and said they must have been writing everything down that everyone's buying, which you can definitely do. But missing X-Guild and overstretching, absolute carnage. Baron gets away with it once again in this tournament, drawing a ton of intrigues and doing loads of endgame cards, and no one going to secrets to punish it. Helena gets denied second place, courtesy of a card draw from Hundro. What a ridiculous match. What a crazy game. So JC Phoenix and Fweak find their way to the next round. Twist, I think, is fairly likely to get one of the third place best finishes, also into the quarterfinals. But my dark horse for the tournament, Valen, is out, and that really sucks. I really, really had them pegged to go a long way in this, but one miscalculation, one mistake costed them the entire tournament. That's how vicious this action is. That's how close some of these games are. Brutal. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you in the next conflict.